Family is supposed to be our anchor, our safe harbor. Yet when I turned 72, I found myself adrift in relationships I once thought unbreakable. My adult children began asking for help every week. Rides to appointments, babysitting grandkids, last-minute loans, and I found myself saying yes, long after I should have said no. Extended relatives expected favors, emotional support, and financial assistance without ever asking how I was doing. One evening, after driving my daughter to an out-of-town doctor's appointment for the third time that week, I sat alone in my car under a street lamp and realized I felt more used than loved. I had become a 24/7 resource, and my own needs were fading into the background. In that moment, I wished someone had taught me how to set healthy boundaries decades ago. This video is my reflection on those lessons learned late in life, the strategies I wish I had known at 72 to balance love with self-respect. Over the next 15 minutes, I'll share the micro choices, micro stories, and hard-won wisdom that helped me transform family obligations from draining demands into respectful partnerships. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by family expectations, please stay with me. Because caring for loved ones should not cost you your own well-being. The overextended driver. It began innocently enough. My daughter's car was in the shop. Could I drive her to a specialist 5 towns away? I said yes, happy to help. But then the requests doubled. Pick up prescriptions, drop off groceries, house sit when she traveled. One rainy afternoon, I navigated winding roads, my windshield wipers flapping, my back aching, and I heard myself think, I am so tired of being everyone's go-to chauffeur. I realized I had built my worth on availability, forgetting that my own body and spirit needed rest. The unspoken rule of family always comes first. Growing up, I internalized the unspoken rule. Family always comes first. Saying no felt like betrayal. At 72, I caught myself resisting a volunteer opportunity because it would conflict with my nephew's birthday party, even though I had been looking forward to the project for months. I asked myself, why does family obligation eclipse my own needs every time? This question was the seed of change. The first boundary test one Sunday, my son called at 9 p.m., asking to borrow a substantial sum of money for an emergency he could have foreseen. My instinct was to comply. Instead, I paused, took 3 deep breaths, and calmly said, I am sorry, I cannot lend that amount right now. His disappointment was palpable, but after the initial silence, he responded, I understand, Mom. That moment taught me that setting a boundary need not sever the bond. It can actually earn respect. Have you ever feared saying no to family? What might change if you did? The gratitude letter. To shift the dynamic, I wrote a letter of gratitude to my children and grandchildren, thanking them for love, joy, and shared memories. Then I gently explained that I wanted to be there fully, but I needed to balance help with self-care. I offered specific ways I could support them: a monthly lunch date, 2 weekend visits per year, and emergency calls only between set hours. My heart pounded as I mailed it, but within days, I received messages of appreciation. They respected my honesty, and our relationships grew more open. Converting obligations into agreements, I realized that many family requests were habits, not emergencies. My daughter's request for grocery runs became, in my mind, a default script. Mom does groceries. I stopped saying yes automatically. Instead, I invited collaboration. Would you like me to shop with you this Saturday, or would you prefer to try the grocery delivery service I found? Offering options shifted the dynamic from obligation to partnership. They chose delivery, more often than not, and I felt less worn. The power of I will but only if. I struggled with emotional support demands, check-ins at all hours about every worry. I introduced a simple phrase: I will listen, but only if we schedule. A time when I can be fully present. It felt odd to negotiate empathy, yet it was necessary. When they called at midnight, I texted back, I care about you. Let us talk tomorrow at 10 a.m. when I can give you my full attention." That clarity reduced my anxiety and made our conversations more meaningful, creating a grandparents' day. My grandchildren adored spontaneous visits, and I loved them. But unpredictable drop-ins left me frazzled. I established a weekly grandparents' day, Tuesday afternoons from 2 to 5. We baked cookies, read stories, or painted. This protected my mornings for personal errands and afternoons for relaxation. The children learned routine and respect for schedules, and I looked forward to our time together with genuine joy. The self-care sanctuary, I dedicated one evening each week as Sanctuary Night. No family calls, no volunteer tasks. I reserved it for whatever nourished me. A long bath, an online painting class, a movie with tea and almonds. That sanctuary became sacred, reminding me that a well-nurtured self is better equipped to care for others. Reclaiming personal projects, I had always wanted to learn Spanish. Family demands always stole my free time. At 73, I enrolled in a beginner's course, 2 evenings a week. Some family members grumbled, but I held firm. Soon, I was greeting neighbors with buenos dias, surprising my grandchildren with simple phrases, and feeling that spark of accomplishment. Pursuing personal growth taught me that boundaries enable my own flourishing, and my family celebrated my progress. Modeling. Healthy boundaries for future generations in teaching my family to respect my limits. I modeled a vital life skill for my grandchildren. They watched me say no, recharge, and pursue dreams. When they visit now, they see me practicing self-care and balanced giving. I'm not just their grandmother, I am their example. I wish an earlier version of myself had known that teaching boundaries is one of the greatest gifts you can offer your descendants. So far, we have recognized overextension as a driver, questioned the family always first rule, tested a boundary with I cannot lend, shared a gratitude letter with clear limits, converted default obligations into collaborative agreements, negotiated emotional support with scheduled calls, established weekly grandparents' day, protected sanctuary night for self-care, reclaimed personal learning, Spanish classes, modeled healthy boundaries for the next generation. Which step could you apply this week? Share below. Family should be a source of love, not exhaustion. Setting boundaries with kindness preserves your well-being and deepens your relationships. Now I ask you, what is one family request you will pause before accepting? How will you communicate your needs clearly and lovingly? What personal dream or project will you reclaim this month? Write your plan in the comments. Your strategy could empower someone else to protect their own sanctuary. If this video resonated, please like it, share it with someone juggling family demands, and subscribe for more life lessons on aging with strength and grace. And remember, healthy boundaries are the heartbeat of loving relationships. Thank you for watching. May your family ties be strong and your self-respect stronger, balancing love with sustainable care.